Howdy, this is Descryptix. In this video I'm going to show you some of the biggest changes coming to motorcycles of the apocalypse in update 1.3, which I'm calling the personality update, and which includes new visual and audio effects, new features and functions like PipBoy radio toggling, drive-by shooting, individualized motorcycle stats and specializations, fixes, improvements, optimizations, and more. So with that little rundown out of the way, let's look at the most notable things in a little more detail. So probably the most exciting change has been the addition of drive-by shooting. So now you can shoot any equipped weapon you've got from the right hand of your character, with the exception of big guns and melee weapons. I had to exclude those to fix the visual bug that would cause motorcycle to turn invisible, and also it's kinda goofy to see a giant rocket launcher sticking out like that. Also, you can't reload while riding, so make sure to bring a gun with a large magazine. And finally, no, you can't aim your shots, so it's kind of tricky to land hits, but even so, in some situations, it's still useful. Another cool change is that you now have a variable chance to gib body parts of roadkills and corpses, and the odds go up a lot if you have the blades upgrade installed, which also slightly changes the physics of collisions and generally make it less likely for you to get thrown off your bike. So here's a little comparison of hitting actors with and without the blades upgrade. As you can see, without them, actors take less damage and get pushed farther, and you lose more speed. Also, larger masses like super mutants are more likely to drop your speed so much that you get thrown off the bike. Now with the blades upgrade, actors don't get pushed as far. The idea being that your collision force is being concentrated on a smaller surface area, and as a result you lose less speed, deal more damage, and are less likely to get thrown off your ride. Against large masses though, you can still get thrown off, generally because your collision force is weaker than theirs. These are simplifications of what's going on behind the scenes, but the point is that the collision script is more realistic and predictable. Now let's look at some of the changes, improvements, and fixes. One improvement is the speedometer display doesn't have the fault buoy anymore, and it's more responsive to speed changes. And an important fix, as you can see here, is that now you can open certain menus while riding without causing a collision. This means you can enter console commands without getting into a crash. Some other improvements include the new visual and audio effects that change depending on your speed, with high speeds making lots of road noise on the rough terrain of the wasteland. Landing from jumps also plays different sounds depending on how far you fell, and new functions from ButcherPete let sounds play and stop more snappily. I'll stop talking so you can have a listen. Now let's discuss some of the changes made to motorcycles to differentiate them from one another. For example, here when you pick up a motorcycle as an item, you can see that it'll have a different weight than the other motorcycles. Also, you can see that their names have been changed. They each have their own identity. And also when you add items to the storage of a motorcycle, it'll be retained and added to the weight of the motorcycle when you pick it up. Some other differences between them are that they have different accelerations, turning speeds, max speeds, storage capacities, and fuel consumption rates, and most of these attributes are influenced by their different masses, power outputs, efficiency factors, and body styles. And all of these different stats are being used in a revamped script that's more accurate and which uses more realistic formulas. So that should cover the biggest changes from this update. But see the changelog on the mod page for a full list of everything that's new. I'll put a link in the description below. As for installation, it should be safe to install in ongoing games without causing issues, but as always, practice safe updating practices by going to an interior location away from any motorcycles that you might own, saving, and then updating the mod from there. And if you have any questions or suggestions, leave a comment below or on mod page, and I'll answer whenever I can. But thanks for watching, and thanks for checking out the mod.